Hey y'all, I'm Stacy. I'm a paramedic instructor, and I had one of my advanced EMT students ask me a couple of weeks ago, Stacy, I know I should know this, but what is a sinus rhythm, or what is normal sinus? And while we have gone over that in class, I always say ask a question, because if you don't know it, chances are there's someone that has the exact same question as you. So let's talk sinus rhythm. A sinus rhythm is the normal and regular rhythm of the heart originating from the sinoatrial node. And the sinoatrial node, I know I've mentioned this in past videos, is the natural pacemaker of the heart. So it sends out the impulses of the heart. And usually this indicates a normal, healthy human heart, but not always. In a moment, we'll look at this on an EKG, but first, let's talk about what we're actually looking for when we look for all the characteristics of a sinus rhythm. So first of all, we always want to look at the rate, right? Is it between 60 and 100? Because we know that that is a normal heart rate. Can it come from the SA node if it's above 100 or below 60? Yes, that is where you get terms like sinus bradycardia or sinus tachycardia. Also, we would want to check our regularity, which we would do by looking for consistent R to R intervals. And then we would look for our P waves. Are our P waves present, and are they upright? And then we would check out our PR interval. The PR interval is the distance between the beginning of the P wave to the beginning of the QRS complex, and is that between 3 to 5 small boxes on the EKG strip. And then the QRS complexes, are they upright, normal, no more than 3 small boxes in width? All right, so here is going to be our example of a sinus rhythm. Right off the bat, our rate is 72 beats per minute. 72 falls within that 60 to 100, so that is a normal heart rate. And it is regular, so those R to R intervals, you see where the ruler is right there, they're measuring out consistently. Next thing we want to check is the P wave. Are the P waves present and upright? From what I can see, they are present and upright. And just a quick reminder, the P wave represents the depolarization of the atria, which is just a fancy way of saying that that little wave right there represents when the top chambers of the heart contract. Next thing we want to check out is the PR interval. It appears to be normal, but let's take a closer look. I wish we could zoom in, I'm so sorry, but yes, it is 3 to 5 small boxes. Next thing we want to check is that QRS complex. And just a quick reminder, the QRS complex represents when the bottom chambers, the big muscular part of the heart, contract. So it represents the depolarization of the ventricles. All right, and if we know that the P wave represents atria depolarization, or the contraction of the atria, and we know that the QRS complex means ventricular depolarization, or the contraction of the ventricles, what does that wave right after the QRS complex represent? That actually represents when the ventricles relax. So that wave is called the T wave. And if you have made it this far, you're the real MVP. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.